When I first got it in my head to start my YouTube channel, I thought that Killstar was goth in the sense that I really needed it in order to be heard. So in searching for any sort of goth content, the most relevant are going to be the very first things that you see. So for me it was It's Black Friday and Toxic Tears. And what I'd seen was a lot of very expensive goth clothing, a lot of hauls, a lot of unboxings, and I saw a lot of other YouTubers following in that lead. So I thought, okay, in order to be heard here, this is what I need to do. I came here with a very specific battle plan in mind, and that is that I want to share my experiences with you. My stories, my memories, they're all very sacred to me because they all account for a very meaningful time in my life. Like the time we went to go see Switchblade Symphony at Wetlands, and Susan allowed us to take sips of her drink in exchange for us sharing our cigarettes with her. It was like a communal pack because we couldn't all afford packs for ourselves, so as a group we would pay for like 1 pack of cigarettes. I was a smoker back then, but it was a very short-lived experience. There are so many little things just like that. All of these little bits and pieces, they're special to me because they made me who I am, and I didn't want to just shout it into an empty room just to hear my own echo. I thought it was more important than that, more important than the vapid, superficial, vacuous version of goth being taught here. And I mean taught, because like many people, I come to YouTube to learn to do something that I don't know how to do, like fix my sewing machine, curse someone out in their own language, make a souffle. The fan base to a lot of these channels are the younger generation, and they're here for the same reason that I am, and that's to learn how to do something that they don't know how to do, and in their case, how to be goth. But instead, they're treated to watching someone open a bunch of boxes featuring whatever brand is currently on rotation, and if they're lucky, a coupon code. It's like Gothic QVC 24/7, and as utterly mind-meltingly grating as it is every time someone says it, can we fully fault the younger generation for saying, well, goth is whatever you want it to be? Because that's what fashion is. Fashion is subjective, and here, very widely, it's being offered as a fashion movement, so why wouldn't they see it as anything other than subjective, aka anything you want it to be? Should another YouTuber come along and try to offer something a little bit deeper, Squirgirdle RIP, myself, Ligeia Resurrected, Aki Mortis, Kai Decadence, Cemetery Confessions, and dare touch on, say, the history or even the music, that word gatekeeper and elitist is getting thrown around like spitballs in a classroom. The same words also used by some big goth YouTubers to describe those who like to speak about the music as if to say, don't listen to them, they're trying to take your goth away. That's just silly. So back to my mention of Killstar and my voice. So before YouTube, I didn't even know who these brands were, like Killstar, Punkrave, but I learned about them through the bigger goth YouTubers by way of their hauls, their unboxings, but I didn't understand how any of that worked. My subscriber count consisted of my friends and my family. I had no content to speak of, so I thought you had to pay your dues. I needed to do some unboxings on my channel and earn my audience. So I emailed Dolls Kill, I emailed Punkrave, I emailed Dark in Love, I emailed Killstar. I contacted everybody so that I could do those unboxings, earn my audience, and then I would be able to lay the foundation for my channel. Of course, none of the companies got back to me because that's not the way that it works, so I just started shouting into the ether anyway, hoping somebody would want to listen and maybe even connect to something that I've said. And as I continued shouting into the ether, that is when I realized how things work. The companies contact me. Okay, these companies were contacting me to do something called cooperations. They send me a product, I make a video featuring said product and put a link in the descriptions, I get to keep said product, and then we have officially cooperated. As someone who decided to play Captain Dragobitch stated, you know, having funsies surfing the T-Wave, you know that Angela, she talks a big game about sponsorships, but when Punkrave came a-callin', she jumped right on that shit. You know, as if that's the first or last time a Punkrave vendor had ever landed in my inbox. Au contraire, I've been contacted by several vendors of Punkrave, Dark in Love, and other goth brands requesting to do a haul video. I accepted one. You're not going to come to the source for the deets, don't open your pie hole. You know what they say about people who assume? They make an ass out of you and me, and assumptions are the mother of all fuck-ups. I mean, lack of communication at the detriment of someone else at a time we're meant to be lifting each other up? To me, that's problematic. So back to these cooperations, when I receive an offer from a company, I know that I'm not the only one that's received that. It's gone out to other YouTubers as well. And what's interesting to see is if you look at other people's content, you can see who's accepted those offers by way of how many people are sort of doing the same thing. I'll give you an example. On January 17th, 2017, I worked with Eva Hair for a wig giveaway video. And if you look, on January 14th, 2017, Black Friday worked with the very same company, Eva Hair. So this is an idea of how these things tend to circulate. The thing is, I don't think that doing cooperations or sponsorships are a bad thing. I think that only doing sponsorships and cooperations are a bad thing when you're not offering anything to the contrary to suggest that there is more to the goth scene other than just free shit. I think that regularly flaunting yourself being lavished with expensive gothic clothing can make a person feel very inadequate, or maybe send the impression that this is what a person needs in order to gain access to the goth scene. I think that accepting every offer that comes your way just so that you can accumulate a hoard of things to sit in a festering pile sends the message that things don't have value. And all of this falls upon the eyes and ears of a very impressionable youth, and it encourages laziness and entitlement and misconceptions. Many say that the younger generation are completely capable of researching this on their own, and their misconceptions are by no way the fault of the influencer. I never set out to be a role model. It's not my fault that they watch my videos and come to these conclusions. The problem is they did do their research, and that's what led them to you in the first place. It offers a very easy solution from an enviable source who they later come to idolize. What's a role model without being influential? You can't be one or the other. From the very moment you did your first unboxing on your channel, you accepted the role as an influencer, and an influencer is a role model. So if you genuinely have an issue with being a role model, then you might want to consider putting age restrictions on your videos, because love it or hate it, it's gonna happen. Okay, I want to talk about It's Black Friday. So I agree with a lot of the sentiments being expressed that a YouTuber's personal life is none of our concern. I can tell you from personal experience that it's a little bit creepy, but the number 2 things Googled about me are my age and my husband. Why does everybody want to see my husband so damn bad? Well, the thing is, you're never going to see him. And there's a reason for that. Because once he's involved, he's open to the very same judgment and criticism that I get. And he didn't ask for it, and he doesn't deserve it. So this kind of segues into my point. There are people speaking out in defense of It's Black Friday because there are people weighing in on her personal life. And some of it's pretty harsh, and she doesn't like it. It's understandable. And here's the thing about that. Her private life is none of our damn business. However, the moment she turns on the camera and chooses to document it and share it with the world, it's no longer private. You let people watch some of the most intimate moments and share details of your life. When you choose to make something public, you're inviting the viewer into that moment. You're including them in that moment, and you're communicating that the matter is open for discussion, that it's open for judgment, for criticism, for debate, for speculation. Not everyone is going to agree with everything that you say. Not everyone's going to agree with the way that you behave. This is not the happy-go-lucky world of if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all. This is the internet. These are the people who will curse your womb if they don't like the way that you did your eyebrows. Is it right? No. But as YouTubers, it's the terms we accepted, good or bad. I made my personal journey trying to conceive a biological child public by posting a video about it, and the majority of the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. However, there were some that were on the fence, and then there was a handful that were out for blood. And my gut reaction is to get angry about it. But what am I going to do? This is an inevitability that I accepted when I decided to make that video in the first place. So in the end, you have 2 choices. You can either accept the fact that your position leaves you open for public scrutiny, or 2, don't vlog your personal shit.